Welcome. This is actually a video to replace one that I already made, but because I used the Sims recorder, it's such bad quality, so I want to apologize for that and make a new movie. I will actually show you how to use roof elevation to spruce up your build a bit. So you can make nice design elements like that, but I will also show you something else you can do with it. The main principle is you can use roofs on top of a building, but you cannot use them inside closed rooms, as you may well know. So the eaves being the only thing that's visible is not actually possible inside a closed build unless you use this technique. You have to build a structure next to your building that is equal in height to your current build. So you basically have to make them so that the roof will be at least on top of your building. However, because I used half walls around the roof of this building, this was before they had platforms, by the way, I will add an extra floor. But I will show you why I do that in a little bit. Then we remove the bottom floors, click and then press delete because we don't actually need those. This means you can actually lift this room, use it as a tiny elevator, as it were. Then I will place this roof on top of the structure. I will copy it because I will show you what that does later. This was the highest structure, so this one was 3 floors high. I want this to be inside of my building, so I will lower it just a little bit more. And then I want to drag it into my building. I cannot do this in one go because it will tell you that a roof must be built on an even base, and it's not, because this is a 3rd floor and this is a 2nd floor, and as you can see, they're nowhere near compatible. So you first have to remove the roof from the structure you built it on. It has to be completely floating in the air. And then you can actually drag it into the structure you want it to be. There. As you can see, it's now where I want it to be, and I can shape it or do anything I want with it. I will move it here to make it a little more clear. And I can drag it further into the house. Whatever you want to do with it, it's all fine. As you can see, if you place it behind the window, of course, you can see the wall of your roof. So in that case, you might want to drag it in a little further. Maybe behind the wall you build somewhere inside your house, and then drag the eaves out a little bit so you can only see those. There. You can no longer see the roof, the walls of the roof on the inside. Okay. Now I wanted to show you what would happen if you actually did not include the finishing of your roof on your structure. So we're going to move this one as well. There. And if I then wanted to include it in the design I have up front, there, I can move it. Yeah, there. So 2 things happen actually here. This is what I wanted to show you, and that's that the wall disappears here. This is because the roof should be on the same height, and as you know, a roof actually overlaps the wall it is on. Because if you lower it it's the same. It does what it would do if you had placed it on top of your building. Now, if I dragged this out, all of those roofs would disappear. It's because the roof I placed on top was on the second floor, and the ones I used in the build are the third floor, and you cannot combine them very well. Anyway, there are two ways to fix this. Either you use the elevator I told you that actually includes the trims on your roof, or you just take your roof, drag it in one more space so it doesn't touch the trim you used on your roof, and then you drag out the eaves a little bit more so you can still see it. So that's one fun thing you can use it for. Another is actually one I really like is instead of using the eaves, like the roof, you use the walls of the roof. So I'm gonna get rid of the eaves because I actually don't want to see them at all for this. And I will lower the, yeah, should be about, yeah, this should be about it. And then you can use the walls of your roof to basically lower a part of your house. See? Since we are so limited in levels and level heights in The Sims, this is actually a nice way to make it seem like part of your building is lower than the other, without always having to use this kind of separation on a balcony or an upper floor. You can just do it on the bottom floor with a piece of roof. The glitch about this, which is fairly annoying, I know, is that if you want to remodel your building, you're actually gonna lose the roof designs. So yeah, this is one floor too high. Of course, it won't do anything. I'm gonna, there, okay. So it will sadly ruin your design, and it doesn't even matter like if it's an existing wall and you remove it, it will do the same thing. We'll get rid of everything. The only way to avoid this is by, if you're remodeling, and remodeling means structural change. You can still paint or redecorate or do whatever. But if you want to remodel, you have to actually drag out all of the rooms and make them completely separate from the building. And then, if you so desire, you can do whatever you want with the building, and the roof, as you can see, will still remain there. And then afterwards, you can just drag it back there and just pretend like it never happens. I probably lowered it a bit. Yeah, there. So this is how this works. I can show you some examples. Aside from the circles, I made another couple of those. Yeah, it's not loading. There it is. So, for example, this one, it uses the roof over the garage. There. So as you can see, this is my level height, and here I used a piece of roof over the garage to make it look lower. And I think the effect of it is really, really nice. So thank you for watching, and if there are any questions, feel free to ask.